Never met her before, but Maddie Roberts is here, and Maddie Roberts does things on dating. She is a woman who dates in New York City.
I'm a woman who dates in New York City. I'm over 40, just that much over 40.
Yeah.
And usually when I do Strategy Room, I am on the light lunch. I'm at the noon hour talking about glamour and being fabulous. So today I'm just going to give my 2 cents worth on what it's like to date in New York City.
Well, can I just say that
over the age of 40.
You are glamorous and fabulous.
Well, thanks, Rick.
And if
You're not exactly chop liver yourself.
Well, I'm just wondering, you know, I do have a girlfriend, but if I didn't, and I was one of those people that were, you know, ask you
You know what? I will rest easy tonight knowing that if you didn't have a girlfriend, I could at least go out with you.
Oh, see, now. I can't even finish the show now. Julie Spira is here. She's an online dating expert.
That's true.
And did you write this book?
I just wrote that book. It came out in February.
Do we have this? The Perils of Cyberdating? It looks like a very interesting book. And it's not that thick, which means that I could get through it pretty quickly.
It's a good beach bag read.
Beach bag read. Do I get to read this?
You get to read this when
now,
you're done.
I'm not in the market for cyber dating. Does that matter? Would I still find this interesting?
Absolutely. I think if you're a fan of a show like A Sex and the City, you'd be a fan of this book, even if you're, in a relationship or married.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to look at it. And Andrea Sertash is here. Now, you have a show, an NBC digital show.
That's right.
On dating. On dating.
That's right.
So you're a dating expert?
I am, yeah. I talk about dating for a living, so I guess that makes me a dating expert.
I think you guys get the idea. This is a dating hour. Actually, at 40 minutes past, we're going to have a doctor on, a cancer doctor who deals with holistic medicine and that sort of thing. What's that?
20 of.
20 of. So we're going to switch topics. But for the next half hour, if you have any questions about dating, if you have any comments about dating that we can throw at our panel here, that would be terrific. So make that happen. StrategyRoom@foxnews.com. All right, so you wrote this book. What are the perils of cyber dating?
I think the most important thing to really notice is the accuracy or inaccuracy of an online dating profile.
And there's widespread abuse of the truth factor.
Oh, absolutely. Anything from height to weight to marital status. It takes a while to really get to know someone and to find out if they're really for real.
And the first thing I asked Maddie was if she ever dates online. She says, oh, God, no. She would never.
Well, it scares me. The idea is sort of, I mean, I just can't even imagine the people, I don't know. I just don't feel like there are enough filters.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to get some tips on maybe how to do it correctly, and I didn't have this instruction before, but now I perhaps.
Well, you're not the first person to say that. We did an hour once before on cyber dating, and there was someone else. It wasn't you, but someone else on the panel who said, "No, never date online. Never do it."
See, I think there are over 40 million people dating online, which is almost half the single population. So you come to a point where you realize a lot of people are doing it, and you probably know someone who's found success online. So
I do.
Yeah, so then it doesn't always, I totally understand, though, that the fear behind it.
I think it's a love-hate relationship. I mean, 1 minute I can love it, and 1 minute I'm not so happy. Well, it goes both ways.
My sister met her husband online.
Which site?
On which site?
Do you know? Do you even know?
I think it was J-Date.
Okay.
That's
Is that a good one?
Didn't you get one of your husbands there?
One of your husbands?
We have to count the husbands.
How many husbands have you had?
No, I received 4 marriage proposals from men that I met online.
Yeah.
I did get engaged to one that I met on J-Date.
Did you keep the ring?
Why does everybody actually ask that question? Did you keep the ring? Do you know there's a chapter?
Just like everybody else?
There's a chapter in the book called The Engagement Ring.
Yeah.
And do you know that there are laws that's based upon what state you live in as to who gets to keep the ring if you're a jilted fiancé?
Well, we had this debate once.
Really? What's the law for New York State?
Yeah.
Well, let's say Maddie. It's what's that?
It's a gift.
It's a gift. Let's say Maddie's going to consider dating online. What does she need to look out for?
I think the first thing you need to really think about is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for casual relationships? Are you looking for a serious relationship? Do you want to get married? You know, with over 2,500 online dating sites, there's something for everyone. So perhaps you want to marry someone that's into
I want to know the
astrology.
answers to those questions.
Whether
No, from
I want,
you.
Oh, from me. What am I looking for? Well, at this, I would say not casual, not just like the hookup thing, but something more permanent with someone who is, I would consider an intellectual equal, success equal, has some good,
Right.
brings some good things to the table.
Oh, your hair apparently is touching your microphone.
Oh.
Andrea,
Sorry about
you too, Andrea. Can you adjust your hair?
Yeah.
Do you have advice for people who are dating online?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you
I
tell
think
them?
you have to just cast a wide net.
Really? But then how do you filter down the people who are just kind of crazy or...
You don't have to go. See, the thing is, if you put your photo up, you're a beautiful woman, you're going to get a lot of people contacting you, and that's a great thing. But you don't have to respond and engage with every single person.
Okay, because I signed up for chemistry.com, and I did like a 3-month trial membership, and I have not contacted one single man
How
off that.
many men have contacted you?
I don't know. A lot.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
It's and I don't even know where to start. How do you start calling through
I
it?
can't imagine you have any problem meeting men.
I don't have a problem meeting men. I don't. I date a lot. I'm not great at it.
So,
I date a lot.
why is it so hard to find the right
Practice
man?
does not make perfect when it comes to
think
courtship.
I have an idea for you. I think you should do the picking.
Do the picking.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead and pick.
Yeah, you're going to get inundated and overwhelmed, just as you are already,
Yeah.
it sounds like. And why not, put yourself in the driver's seat and look at some profiles that intrigue you and just reach out to them. I think that's
Do that,
fine.
I guess.
How does one become a dating expert?
Well, in my case, I went on over 300 dates. By the time when I wrote the book, I think when I wrote the book, I had gone on over 250 dates. So I figured, and this was in my 30s, 40s, and now 50s. I have a birthday this week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Did you
Thank
go
you.
on these dates in order to write a book?
No.
You were in search of love.
I wanted to replace the guy who wouldn't marry me. I had a 7-year boyfriend who wouldn't commit. Does that
Oh, wow.
sound familiar? And I went online looking for the love of my life. I wanted to meet someone. I wanted to get married.
And it didn't work out so well?
Oh, no, I did. I did get married.
Oh, you did? Are you still married?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
That was
okay.
chapter 4.
So, which brings me back to my initial point, was it didn't work out so well.
It did and it didn't. I mean, it worked out in the sense that I met someone, I did get married. I think perhaps I got married a little too quickly, and had I taken more time and trusted my instincts more, I might have not married this person. And I think that's an important thing when you're dating online or even offline. Is just if you've got to go with your instincts and your gut. A woman's intuition is so powerful. And take your time. There really isn't a rush.
I've got a question for you, because you, having been on all these dates, did you date in New York City? Or were you in L.A.? You were in L.A., right?
I was in L.A.
Okay. Well, I've got a question about, and Rick, I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, too.
Okay.
About the etiquette of dating. And I know you're going to have plenty to say on this. Do you think a man should pick up a woman at her home? Or is it, what is the etiquette? I just feel like men are a little they've become really careless and kind of sloppy
One of the
about...
biggest, I interviewed hundreds of women.
Courtly behavior seems like it's gone out the window a little bit.
You want to weigh in first, and then
Well, I'll weigh in just on that note, because I interviewed about 500 women on this very topic, and I kept saying to men, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what they said.
Yeah.
And a lot of them complained that men weren't picking up the tab, weren't making sure they got home safely, some of these chivalrous things. But I know women sometimes send mixed messages also. We're not always clear to men what they should do. So.
Well, before I answer, I have a question. Whether the men you're just referring to are younger, because it might be that younger men maybe haven't,
I would say my age, mid 40 to mid 40s. They've become very sort of sloppy about the whole thing,
Really?
and it's very
amazing.
let's go
It's
grab
amazing.
drinks or whatever, and they text you on a Thursday for dinner that night, and I'm thinking, or worse, Friday for a Saturday, and I'm thinking, I'm booked up every Saturday for the next 3 weeks. I mean, so you got to get on the and I tell them, I say, I think
book
you're a
early,
delightful
right.
man, and I'd like to go out to dinner with you, but I
You need a
don't
little more
have
notice.
I really need more notice, and so I'm trying to be sweet about it.
Well, I just want to weigh in on the picking up thing.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm all for it. I will pick up my date, absolutely, and either drop her off or make sure she's, you know, in a cab on her way home. When the first time I went out with my girlfriend, I told her I would pick her up, and she thought that was weird. Like in New York City, I guess a lot of people don't drive.
Yeah.
So she was like a little freaked out and talked to her friends. They were like, "Oh no, don't let him pick you up."
Was it a first date?
Yes.
Blind date? Or did you
No,
already
I
met?
knew her,
Oh, you already
but-
knew her. Okay.
But
Because
see,
they-
I'm just saying, like, times have changed in both ways, perhaps.
This is what I mean about the mixed message. It's kind of, you know,
Yeah.
men don't always know. They don't want to offend by not doing
being
it.
presumptuous
By being
and saying-
But
presumptuous.
I would always
so-
pick up the check.
And you're
No
a true
question
gentleman.
about
It's
it.
a true gentleman. And
No,
women
I mean, that's
appreciate
And then
Please.
that.
after how many dates does the woman reciprocate or do something like, I've got theater tickets or I've got tickets to a game or like
I don't,
when
I don't believe in numbers. Maybe you can.
you kind of feel like it's right, there's a
Are
right
you
time
with-
for it?
I think if you just happen to have tickets to a fabulous concert and you're dating someone, even if you've only gone out with them once or you've gone out with them 5 times,
Yeah.
if you happen to have tickets for a great concert and you like the person, just ask them to the show.
Yeah, but I will say that I think it's a buyback, as we like to, you know, call them in the bar. When the bartender buys you around, buybacks are great.